Well, happy Thursday to you. I am Crystal, and this is Three Things on Thursdays. That's right, I'm talking about three things that I have been reading, watching, and listening to this past week, and I'm just going to jump right in and get to it. I have been reading a behemoth of a book. You've heard me say that before. I love big books. And this one was no different. It is The World of Black Hammer, Volume 2. I've been slowly working my way through all of the Black Hammer universe by Jeff Lemire and Dean Ormston. And the World of Black Hammer, what they do in these tales is they take a character or they're expanding the universe that the original team lives in and building out characters and stories that add depth and even more backstory and even more emotion to the characters that you already know. And I just think it's the smart way to build a universe. It's so good. This particular volume was the Quantum League, which takes place 100 years in the future, and Black Hammer 45, which takes place in 1945 in a World War II era. Now, 45 was illustrated by Matt Kindt, and you should know by now, if you've watched any of these other videos, that I freaking love Matt Kindt, and his artwork is phenomenal. It's fantastic. This is the World War II story. Drew a bunch of mechs and a bunch of World War II era airplanes, which he said was his favorite part of writing the book. And it's so crazy to me that they can build worlds that are so believable with so outlandish seeming characters on paper. And then once they actually start telling this story, you're like, holy crap, I buy that. I buy that. And that's exactly what happens. And I can't wait to keep reading. I've got like 4 other books that I need to read in the Black Hammer universe that I'm getting to. And I'm starting to get into territory that I haven't read before, because I've actually read all the way up until this point before. Everything that I read from here further, I haven't read before. It'll be new to me, and I'm just excited to get into it. So that's what I read this past week. What I watched, and what everybody should be talking about, is the Batman movie. I didn't expect Robert Pattinson of the Twilight movies to make a believable, gritty, violent Batman. And yet, here I am telling you that he makes an incredibly believable, violent, and gritty Batman. I understand in the arc of the movie, he's more Batman and he is vengeance, and that plays out. And at the end of the movie, he realizes that maybe he should be more than just vengeance. And so maybe that means that if Matt Reeves gets his way and has other Bat movies come out, that we'll get to see a more humanized Bruce Wayne, which I don't feel like we saw this movie. And I feel like was the shortcoming of the movie, was I just didn't believe Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne. We also didn't see much of him as Bruce Wayne, so maybe that's part of the point. And also, the focus was on Batman being vengeance and not a philanthropic billionaire. So maybe that was also part of the point. And if it was, top marks to you, Matt Reeves, for coming up with it, because I just bought into it. So it was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's super realistic. I'm hopeful and excited for when DC realizes that this is how they should be making movies, and they start using things that they did in the Batman to also implement into the other movies, and then finally we'll get some super high quality DC movies, because that's what we deserve. That's what I watched. What I've been listening to is just a whole lot of pop punk. There may or may not be an announcement coming in the near future. Stay tuned to my socials, which you can find all of them by going to my website at beacons.ai/I'mCrystal. Didn't plan to plug it there, but if you just go there, you can find links to all of my socials. And you're going to want to follow them, because there's probably going to be an announcement. I don't know when it's coming, but it's going to be this month. And I'm real excited about it. But I've been listening to a bunch of pop punk, partly because a super good friend of mine texted me a video of Mark Hoppus talking about 2 songs off Take Off Your Pants and Jacket from Blink-182. And that album for me was, it got me through a lot of things in high school. And a lot of those songs still mean a lot to me, and so I've been listening a lot to that album. If you want to know the 3 songs that I put on my playlist, you're going to need to find that playlist at my website or on Spotify, which you can preview on my website. So go there, do the thing, listen to the songs, and maybe feel nostalgic yourself. And just enjoy a little pop punk throwback, because I think if anything, we all just need some more pop punk in our lives right now. So that's it for me for this week. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope we don't actually get the stupid 4 to 6 inches of snow that they're predicting we're going to get here in Cincinnati on Sunday nights. I heard that this morning. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm just ready to be out disking in warm weather and not cold. I don't mind the cold. I'll go in the cold. I've gone in the cold. I've played in snow. I just prefer it to be a little bit warmer. So can I just get a little bit warmer weather? But that's going to be it for me. So have a great Thursday. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay tuned to my socials for an announcement coming quite soon. And I will talk to you at the very least next week.